Today, I think I want to talk a little bit about the concept of pain in terms of gender relations in our country. So, I worked at a summer camp when I was in college in Maine called Seeds of Peace. They brought kids from places around the world that hated each other, including the Middle East. And these kids were forced for an hour and a half every day to go into a facilitation meeting with a professional and talk about their shit. And one of the interesting things that came out of that was it was so hard for one side to recognize the other's pain because of a thing called comparing of suffering. So the Palestinians would come in and say, y'all kicked our asses off our land and you've been bulldozing our homes and taking away our ability to get jobs and all that kind of stuff. And the Israelis would come back and say, the Holocaust was one of the worst examples of mass murder in the history of the world. And there was this almost painful recognition that if I recognize your pain, it diminishes mine. And I think the same kind of concept is happening a lot of times with gender here in the country. So women are basically saying there are these historical, real inequities that dudes have put on us over the past thousands of years that have stopped us from moving forward. And a lot of that comes today. You know, you see sexual harassment claims in the country actually went up last year. You see women who are in the workplace and they're interrupted more and their ideas are taken less than the fellas around them. And if you talk to a mixed gender group about going out on a date and the safety precautions you take, you say, hey guys, how many of y'all have safety precautions? They're going to be like, what the hell are you talking about? You ask the same thing of women, all the hands are going to go up. And it's going to be something like, hey, I got this mace on my keychain. I make sure to park under a street light, or I call friends to let them know where I'm going because of all the safety issues that they or people they know might have experienced. And we as fellas, we should listen to that and recognize that as pain and understand that that's real. On the flip side, ladies, a lot of fellas are feeling like the things that we bring to the table, that the qualities of being a protector and risk taking and physical strength are really being put down a lot in today's society. A lot of guys feel like they don't, especially young men today, don't feel like they have the educational support that a lot of ladies have. And that equals pain. That's one of the reasons I think you're seeing so many men retreat online and become more depressed and kill ourselves at 4 times the amount that ladies do in our society. So I think if we could stop talking past each other, take a second and recognize where the other gender's coming from, that might be a way for us to start really understanding each other and move forward in a more positive way. Thank you all for listening to this. Have a great day.